These are the plaintiffs, Michael and Laura Abrams. They say they bought a car from the defendant and went to register it at DMV and were told the title was no good because it had been chemically altered. The defendant assured them time and time again he would get them a good title, but of course, he never did. At the end of the day, the defendant's full of baloney, and they want their hard-earned $1,600 back. This is the defendant, Guy Salafi. He says he gave the plaintiffs all the necessary documents from the previous owner. He was working on the paperwork to get a clean title, but the plaintiffs decided to sue him instead. By the way, they have some nerve suing him for a car they still have, don't they? He's accused of being a slickster salesman. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $300, the remaining balance on the car.
Okay, Michael and Laura Abrams, and you have power of attorney for Jessica Worcester?
Yes.
Okay, you're suing Guy Salafi?
Correct.
For $1,600 that you want returned to you for a car that you bought that you cannot title.
Yes.
What's your relationship?
That's my mother.
Okay, and who's Jessica?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
I put everything in her name so that, because I can't afford insurance by myself, so I put everything in her name with under her.
You mean it costs more for you to do it, so you lied to the insurance company
with two vehicles
and pretended that she's the risk when actually you're the risk. I got it. I know. It happens every day. All right. So you bought a car. Tell me about it. What happened?
We looked up a car on cars.com. I found the Tiburon. It seemed like a good car. I went to go look at it.
And why were you looking for a car like?
The past year I've been through 4 or 5 cars. You know, I've been getting $300-400 cars, and they've been blowing up on me. So I needed a good, reliable car. My mom agreed to help me out.
How'd this work out for you? Not so good, right? Okay, what happened? So you find the car on cars.com.
We went to go look at it.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 20.
Okay, go ahead.
I test drove it. I didn't like the way the clutch felt. Guy said he would write up a 90-day warranty, fully covered on the clutch.
Are you a private party or are you a dealer or?
Private party.
Okay. How many cars do you sell a year?
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a technician.
What does that mean?
I specialize in foreign cars. I repair them.
Repairing. Okay. So go ahead.
So he test drove the car. He said the same thing. The clutch is, you know, whatever. Guy agreed to give me a 90 days on the clutch, fully covered.
Did you go to his house?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And 50/50 motor training.
All right, so everything's good. You're happy with the warranty. The car's fine, but you go to register it, and what happens?
They tell me that the title has been chemically altered.
What's that mean? What does chemically altered mean?
That the title, there's a signature on the back. If you look really close, down here.
I'll look.
That they put brake fluid or bleach or something, and it removes the signature.
To remove the signature?
Yes. It looks like a Maureen Weber.
Doesn't look like a Maureen Weber. It is a Maureen Weber.
Yeah.
It's like when my kid erases her mistake, I can still see the mistake. I can barely see the new answer. I can still see the mistake. It's just like I don't know if I would go through the, you know, CSI term. It's been chemically altered. It's just erased. And barely. No, there's obviously a name there. What was the premise? I don't understand. Like when you got the title from him and it's not signed by him?
No.
But it needs to be signed by the seller. So what did they... I don't get it. You know he's not Maureen Weber. Didn't you ask him who's Maureen Weber?
He said he had got the car from a friend, had it repainted.
Who's Maureen Weber?
I guess the previous owner of the car.
So you jumped title? You never titled this car?
No, it wasn't necessary.
Well, are you a dealer or aren't you a dealer? Okay, so go on.
So, I mean, you know, the only thing I know to look for with the title is to make sure that there's no liens, you know, no money owned on it, and I seen that looked good, and...
Okay. So, but you learned something, right? You go to the DMV and what happens?
Of course. They told me they can't register it, they can't get it, it's been chemically washed, is what they said.
Chemically washed.
I went outside, I called a guy, he told me to go back and speak to someone else. I did that, the guy looked at me, laughed, and told me he can't do it.
Okay. Didn't they recognize? What did you do? Change expression on your face and what?
Went from one end of the building to the other, pretty much, but
okay.
it's pretty big.
All right, so go on.
So I called him again. He told me come over by me. We'll go to DMV over by me, and I'll get it to go pass out.
All right.
We get the DMV by him.
Now, otherwise, you liked the car, so you wanted to get this swung. Oh, yeah. All right, so go ahead.
We get the DMV by him. The guy, when you get the ticket, looked at me. He's like, what did you do to this title? I'm like, I didn't do nothing. He's like, well, they're not going to accept it, but I'll let you talk to the person anyway.
Okay.
He gives me a ticket. We get called up. Everything looked like it was going good.
How many hours had you invested in this up to now?
Quite a few.
Like how many, more or less?
The first time I was at DMV, I was probably there for 4 hours.
Okay, and the
Maybe
second time that you're there with him?
Hour and a half. But when the lady looked like she was, everything was going good, and she's like, I got to go call Albany. She calls Albany. She's on the phone for like 20 minutes. She comes back. She's like, I can't accept this title.
Okay.
Something about the prior owner don't match up, but she couldn't really.
What doesn't match up?
The prior owner.
Meaning Maureen Weber never owned the car according to their records? Is that what they mean?
They can't.
What happened there when you went with him to DMV?
I went to DMV, and they were unclear about everything. I couldn't get anything on there about this chemically washed thing. Nothing like that came up. I knew something was wrong. I couldn't figure it out.
But didn't they say
they couldn't? DMV has a way when they're. I believe the motor vehicle, the state screwed up something. I don't know what they did, because how can you issue a title in New York on a New York car when the car was last registered in Pennsylvania?
When the car was what?
Last registered in Pennsylvania. That's what they told me. So I went from Pennsylvania to the car being registered in Nevada. But anyway, the bottom line is, I called DMV, spoke to DMV, and they said, Mr. Salifi, what we can do for you is send you a document that you can fill out, sent to the last registered owner of the car, which I found out had moved. So they said to me, send it to them, return receipt, and we will issue a title to this car.
Okay.
Case closed. That
Did
takes
you do
maybe.
that?
I took the paper, I mailed it to his mother, and I said,
for them to do that?
For them to do it.
So you didn't go through the trouble?
No, I didn't have to do it because the car was already on their name. They had insurance on the car already.
Just a second. The car is not in their name because he can't register the car.
Okay.
What makes you think you don't have to do it?
Because they signed behind the title already. The title's going to come to me and then go to them. It didn't matter to me. I would have done it in my name, but I could do it. It's easier for them to do it on their name.
So what happened? That once you get this information, how'd you get this information, from him or from the DMV, Mom? Do you ever get involved in this or no?
Yes, Guy mailed me a letter with all the paperwork for a motor vehicle, and I read it and I saw what he needed to get the title. And one requirement was a pencil drawing or a picture of the VIN number.
Okay.
From the vehicle. So I took a picture of the VIN number, and I mailed all the paperwork back to him with the picture and a letter stating that it was his responsibility to get this title, not mine or Michael's.
Right.
And that I was enclosing the picture, and I hope it would be helpful to him. Sent it certified return receipt and got it back. It was refused twice.
So if you have a car that you're going to buy and it doesn't have good title, but it's not the seller's fault, can you still undo the deal?
You should be able to undo the deal.
Why?
Because it's not right.
It's not right, but the seller's saying it's not my fault.
Well, even if it isn't his fault, I mean, can't you be nice and, help a person out?
Nice is not where people come when they end up in the people's court. Let me just explain that to you, going inside the courtroom.
If I had known this came in, which I didn't see the certified letter, I would have done it for them. I have no problem. I would have sent it out. Because it takes like 3 weeks to get a title back from DMV once you send the paper through.
Okay.
I'm willing to do whatever it took to help them out, but I wasn't there. I might have been out of the country. I wasn't there. Sometimes I stay in Pennsylvania.
Did you ever call, and was he ignoring your calls too, or?
I've called him on several occasions, and he just kept giving me the runaround, saying
Okay,
2-3
but my
days I'll
question
have
is,
a title.
at this juncture, after we get the letter, were you just letting Mom handle it?
Pretty much.
All right. I realize what you're saying, that once they've signed it, it becomes difficult for you, but I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, you can't sell a car unless you have clean title to provide, period. You know that.
The title was clean.
Nah, it's not. Because you can't sell a car if they can't register it, and they can't register it, which is proven over and over again by 3 DMVs, including the one you went to. If they can't register it, it ain't clean. If there's stuff that needs to be done and people that need to be sought out and prior owners that need to be chased, you got to do it. So now you've got to explain all this stuff about who Jennifer is and what happened and what. It's all on you. It's not on them. You've got to, in order to sell a car, you have to be able to hand it over to them, and they have to be able to register it in one step. If they can't go register it and they got to go chase prior owners and all this stuff, no. That's not the law. You don't get to do that, all right? So we're going to make arrangements with Officer McIntosh. You have to, of course, return the car, and you have to return the $1,600. That's my verdict. You have a counterclaim against them for $300 for the balance owed because the sale was for actually $1,900.
Yes.
And, of course, based on what I've just said, they, of course, do not have to pay the remaining $300. Good luck, folks.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Well, Judge Miliana's ruled for the plaintiff in this case. The defendant's right here coming out of the courtroom. Step in here. What's your reaction? Are you surprised by this outcome?
Oh, I think the judge was fair in the decision. Unfortunately, I was willing to work it out for them and do whatever it was necessary. But unfortunately, they made their decision, and now we're here to settle it. And I think that the decision was fair.
All right, so you get the whole car back. You're stuck with this title. What are you going to do with it?
Well, I'm going to process it through GMV, and I'm going to get the car titled properly and to resell the car to the next person, you know, with the proper title.
Did you know you were going to wind up in court over this thing? Did you know the sale was not going to work out?
Of course not. I didn't think. I think we were going to work it out and get the paperwork taken care of.
All right. You just head right down this way. Sign up. Don't wash it after you sign it. Come on in here. What's your feeling on this?
I'm happy.
What about this guy?
He's selling cars still. He has 2 cars at his house, and he's not doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you have a gut feeling about this?
I've had a gut feeling because I've been getting crappy cars, and I should have listened.
Why don't you take trains?
I live on Long Island. No trains.
You know, your track record on the car is not going very. What are you going to do for your next car? Spend a little more or something?
Hopefully. Maybe go sign my life away.
All right. Harvey?
Doesn't really matter if it's the seller's fault or not. If there's a material defect in the deal can be canceled.